YouTube. How's it going? I'm back. I'm back with the first installment of Book Bros with a Bro, and this is my bro, Master Zen. Introduce yourself to the whole world, Master Zen.
Yo, I'm Zen. I'm the bro. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's good. You don't have to need to know what to say, man. So
it's good to be here. It's good to be here, honestly. It's good to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, tell us a bit about yourself, man. How do we know each other?
Man, we met through an old workplace, a warehouse during the COVID times, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Dark times, but good times when you knew, man.
I don't know whether we can name drop the place we worked at, but...
Nah, just don't, man.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the best warehouse to work there, but it was all right. It was, the fact that I met you, 10 out of 10. You know, like
10 out of 10, bro.
It was meant to be, bro. It's meant to be. Like manifested. Boom.
That's it. All right. Enough about that brotherly love, although it's wholesome as, man. But
thanks, man.
You know what? I consulted Zen and I said, all right, man, what book do you want to read? And he hit me with some straight up classic. What is it, man?
It is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's it, bro.
By what's his name again? It was Dale Carnegie.
Dale Carnegie, yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, this
such a good book.
This book's actually a classic, man. Like I thought to myself, like it should actually be like compulsory reading. Like forget about like, you know, the books we had to read in high school. Like I don't know about you, but I read a book called oh man, I've forgotten it. See how unmemorable it was. There's something called like the Quiet American or something. Didn't dig it. It's about but this, you know, teaches you some life skills. You learn something about it. And yeah, we're gonna talk to you guys about what we've learned in this book. So this book actually, it does what the name suggests. It tells you how to win friends and influence them, and not influence them in a bad way to do like wrong things, but you know, influence them towards like your general way of thinking, and like maybe even have them influence you in a way. So the first kind of bit, it's like, you go, man.
I was gonna say it's just like also making conversation more impactful in people's lives as well as your own life, you know, and actually like, just being more genuine as a human being. Like I feel like this book's all about authenticity. But yeah, go on.
Definitely. No, I'm actually I'll stop you there. One main criticism that I actually have with the book is like, we're gonna just start right off about the criticisms. Just boom, we're gonna get it out.
Let's go for it.
So like, it can come across as disingenuous if you just read through it and go, all right, principle 1, principle 2, principle 3. And you follow all 30 things, and you go, right, I'm just going to do this, do this, do this. It's like, you know, people are complex. Like social situations are very complicated, and there can't necessarily be a rule book that says, if this, do that. This is as close as you can get it. But I feel like if you are just following like what it says without actually being genuine, you come across as a bit fake. Like a lot of the things it says is like, a lot of them is based on like smile, you know, like smile and become genuinely interested in what the other person's saying. Like, you know, if you just follow all these principles, you come across as a bit, hey, how you going? But if you genuinely read it and go, all right, I'm going to apply this because I want to, you know, I want friends. Friends are good. Then
sometimes.
Then I feel like there's a lot to be learned from this. So, you know, if you don't see it as like a recipe book, you see it as like a way to learn something, you got it. You got it made.
Yeah. I feel like, you're right. But it's also like this book, you have to practice it. Like, because it does 100%. Talk about being it talks about being genuine, like in some chapters as well. Like if you do come across as ungenuine, then it has the reverse effect of what the chapter says. But to be genuine, I guess, it's also get in touch with your real self, and as well as yeah, like you got to be authentic to the person you're trying to talk to. You can't just go to a random stranger and go, oh yeah. Like I did watch another YouTuber talk about this book as well. And he says every time he read a chapter, he would go out in public to a random stranger and practice it, right?
Yeah.
And kept practicing until it became genuine. So probably the first
no, that's actually a fair point, man. That's a fair point. Like sometimes when you're doing it, when it's a bit awkward, like when you're doing something new, it feels awkward because you don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you remember the first time you, I don't know, had to tie your shoes or something. It probably felt awkward. But like, over time you got, over time you got better at it. So it's like same thing with being genuine and being like trying to make friends. It's like you can come across fake, but then over time it might become a bit more genuine.
Yeah.
So okay, no, you go. Sorry. You got to put into practice what it says.
Yeah, exactly. You do have a point though. I feel like the issue with this book as well, it was written a long time ago, and back then, to like compare it to now, like I think a couple of things have changed, and I think a lot of people have read this book as well, and a lot of people are trying to practice this, and because they're trying to practice it, not actually be genuine as well, like you almost look out for it. It's almost like an underlying like fakeness, in like today's society. Like probably back then when not many people were trying this back then. This book was quite a new concept, and back then surely like when they were trying to do this, it came across much more genuine. And then it's like a diamond in the rough, but if everyone's got diamonds, then it almost loses its value, sort of thing as well. Does that make sense?
Look, we've been really harsh about this book right off the bat, but it's actually very good. So,
it's a really good book. It's a really good book.
Let's just like talk about the good stuff we got from it. All right, and in the first bit, it talks about how to win friends, right? How to be a nice guy. What are some things you've gleaned from the first bit on how to win friends? How to make people like you.
Right. I think that there's a quote in it. I don't remember word for word what the quote is, but I hear that a single drop of honey can attract more flies than a gallon of, I think it was lard or some sort of thing, whatever it was. But like just showing a bit of kindness, like at work or in public, can actually take you into far more better places than being abrupt or rude and stuff,
Yeah,
like. Sure. Like honestly, probably at the workplace that we had at the warehouse, if perhaps the bosses showed us a bit more like kindness and stuff, I would have more of an incentive to keep working there and like try my best as well,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. And I think that still holds these days. Like if you're a nice guy, then you will go far. You will make a lot of friends. You'll make a lot of friends. You do have to be careful though, not to be stepped on. But I feel like this guy talks about it shrewdly. Like he's shrewd with it all. Like he's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Yeah. I've got a list of stuff, like a list here, like just of the general principles that he talks about.
Yep.
In the first bit, and just tell me if any of them sing to you. Like, so become genuinely interested in other people. Like what other people have to say. Like, don't just brush them off. Yeah. Smile's big. Smiling's big. Not like a kind of smile, but like your smile. Actually, I'm going to compliment you right now. You've got the best smile, man.
I'm telling it.
No, bro, you do. No, it's one thing that like how you're able to make so many friends. I think your smile's electric, man.
Cheers, man.
All good.
Go on, Liz. Yeah.
Remember the other person's name. I feel like
huge. That's a huge one.
It's huge, man. Like just people listen out for their names. It's important, bro. Be a good listener. So encourage others to talk about themselves. People love talking about themselves. They do. People can talk about themselves all day. no matter who they are. So if you can probably win a few points with someone if you just get them talking. I feel like that's half the thing. Like half the battle with conversations is just like get people talking. Like don't ask questions that like yes, no questions or whatever. Like just get people talking. You're way more likely to like have a good experience.
Yeah.
Then 5 and 6, talk in terms of the other person's interests, pretty similar to before, and make the other person feel important and do it sincerely.
Sincerely, like that's a probably key word there as well. Yeah.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think? Yeah, have you been trying to apply these in your life? You think?
Oh, dude, 100%. Like, even before I even read the book, I low key was already starting this. Like, showing genuine interest in other people. Yeah, like, I don't know. It just something in my brain clicked one day, and I was like, I really want to get to know that person, right? And like I know my story, right? I'm living it right now, yeah. Like, but to hear someone else's point of view and someone's like story, I genuinely like love to hear how they saw that event or whatever, you know. Like, an event happens, and everyone there will experience something different, you know.
Do you have an example of when you've spoken to someone?
I got a couple of examples. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a really good example of when I showed genuine interest.
Even just a basic example. Yeah.
Honestly, like I currently work at a paintball center. Yeah. And like day to day when I'm working there, I have like the players come up to me and go, "Oh my god, dude, did you see that shot I did? I shot that person, blah blah," and that fills me with joy as well. So I love to hear their side of the story and how their first experience with paintball is. And because I'm genuinely listening to them, they love it. They love to like talk to me, you know.
It's almost like it's almost like you know you've probably shot a paintball gun thousands of times, but like you know experiencing like the joy of this person when they're like, oh, I shot someone. It's like, you know, opens you up into like their experience, I suppose.
Yeah, it's something we can share and bounce off, you know, like.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah. How about you? Do you have any examples of showing genuine interest in someone?
Oh, look, man, I feel like whenever I meet someone new at work, I just ask what they're into. Like I get them talking about it. Like I try and find, I got a lot of hobbies. I got tons of hobbies. So I feel like I cast a wide net. So I feel like if there's something I can relate to someone over, like for instance, someone who came from the Philippines. He was a co-worker of mine. But I just wanted to get him what he's into, and he's really into painting. And I was just like, oh yeah, like I personally couldn't care less about painting, don't care. But I was like, bro, like that's sick. Like, you know, do you have any photos? Do you have any like photos of your paintings? And he showed me his Instagram, and I was like, oh man, because I worked at Riot, I was able to like, you know, like go like talk the talk of it, like, oh yeah, what mediums do you do? And he just went on about how he does like, you know, oil and acrylic and all this stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, sweet. You know, you pick up a bit of language and just get him talking. And he showed me all these photos of his paintings, man.
Yeah.
And genuinely, like I feel like I made friends with a dude. Like he came and watched me play footy, like before he went back to the Philippines. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I want to watch this Australian sport because it's very like footy's whack. If you're watching from not Australia, it's whack. But he loved it.
Wow.
You know? He loved just getting to know me and whatever. So yeah, I feel like if you just genuinely take an interest in someone, you can make friends.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got a bit of negative Nancy here, but do you have any like examples where you like didn't have any genuine interest in someone?
Oh,
Like
Yes. And I guess in those times I didn't want to follow the book. Like I didn't actually want to be friends with them. But
Yeah.
it kind of made my experience worse, if that makes sense. Like if you're just being selfish, if you're having to put up with someone, it's not a good experience, for either of you two. So actually, now I'm thinking about it, that question's made me think. It's like, it would have been better if I just try to make friends with this person. It would have been better for both of us, instead of just being like, okay, I got to put up with this guy,
Like, was it someone that was a coworker, or was it just some random person you was talking to?
Oh, probably a coworker.
Yeah, like, yeah. I feel like with coworkers, like, you don't have to be friends with them, but it does help in the workplace if you are somewhat friendly with them, So
100%.
Anyway, friendly advice from me, Claire.
Yeah. Like, look, we often give the advice we need to hear.
Yeah, right.
All right, bro. All right. I think we've covered how to make friends. Now, how to influence people, because I feel like we forget this bit. What do you think? And this video is actually getting pretty long already. But like,
oh jeez.
No, it's good, man.
Part two.
The second part in the book is kind of like how to win people to your way of thinking, and then like the next part is like how to be a leader. It's like, I feel like most of the book is like how to influence rather than like how to make friends, but making friends is like necessary to influence. You know what I mean?
It does help, yeah.
It helps
like
a lot.
You've obviously read Leadership Strategies and Tactics by Jocko Willink.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Did I say his name?
Great book.
Yeah, well,
great book.
He talks about team dynamics, right? And this book like go hand in hand. And if you want to make someone do something, it makes it easier if you're friends with them. Like I was saying before, right? So and when I think this book, when it talks about influencing people, it's not like maliciously saying I want you to do everything because I'm lazy.
No, it's not like The Prince by Machiavelli, where you're trying to like, influence them maliciously or anything. Yeah,
like there's obviously a fine line between like a manipulator and then someone who's what's the word? What's up with a manipulator? A leader and a manipulator, sort of thing. So obviously, a manipulator is trying to make people do things for them, the person, but a leader
it's like
makes people do things for the team.
Yeah.
So I definitely reckon this book is definitely on the track of like being a team player as well as just a genuine person as well. So I think it's a really important skill to have, the ability to influence people, because
100%.
There might be situations where if you might be in trouble and you got to tell someone to do something and they're just like, no, I don't want to do it because whatever. That could be problem for both of you, So
and
anyway.
I think there are some genuine like good tactics to use to influence people and be a good leader. Like, I'll just go to one. Let's list it down. So get the other person saying yes immediately. So you remember this principle? So like,
I think so, yeah.
Oh, it's all good, bro.
Go on, yeah.
So this is kind of like a sales tactic, but it's good. So like, it's better to have people saying yes than like saying no, and then you have to try and convince them. Like, and I think Plato or Socrates or some philosopher use this tactic as well. So like, you would make a bunch of logical statements that go yes, and then you would have your conclusion being like what you're saying. So like, for instance, Zen, do you like money?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, did you know the best way of getting money is working at my paintball center? Do you like fun?
Yes.
Well, did you know that paintball is a lot of fun?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah, too. Well, how about you come work in my PayPal center?
Sure, why not?
You say that was
probably the best example, but sure.
yeah, surely. But yeah, that's I guess an
Yeah.
example. Like, it's if I had like got you saying a bunch of no's, it would be harder to then backpedal.
Yeah. I feel like this tactic does apply more to a sales point of view.
Yeah,
well.
but I guess sales is
Yeah.
kind of the point of sales is to influence, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you're trying to convince someone that what you're selling is worth their time and money, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this book talks about selling either yourself or selling the idea of whatever you're trying to talk about is worth talking about, So, and I think that kind of applies for like politics. It applies for like obviously selling business, and applies for also making friends as well, and networking as well. So this concept of selling, I think everyone should be learning how to sell, because you can once again apply it to making friends, business, politics, yada yada. So
100%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to bring up point 3 of the chapters that it brought up. Because there's a lot of chapters in this section of the book, and this video has gone on long enough. But I think the main crux of influencing people successfully, according to this book, is we want to build people up, not tear them down.
Yeah.
And
correct.
These principles. Okay, the first one I'm going to list: begin with praise and honest appreciation. That will soften someone. Just like right off the bat, begin with that. And then use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. So it's like if someone does something wrong, it's like easy fixed. Let the other person save face. Make the other person happy without doing the thing you suggest. So it's literally building people up to make them kind of do what you want in an indirect way. Oh, Jess has some good as cookie dough. I'm just going to eat some.
That's right.
You can talk about the points that I just said. Is that?
Yeah. Wait, what was the first point again?
This is a good guess.
What was the first point again?
Begin with praise and honest appreciation.
Yes. That's actually huge. That was huge. I was taught this in my old job, my old paintball job as well. Like I said at the start of the video, it's like you attract more flies with honey than you do with other things, because being sweet and genuine, it also makes them that they like you, and you can give criticism later on the track. And like giving criticism as well in a workplace is so crucial. If someone's doing a terrible job, you've got to let them know. But obviously, no one wants to hear that they're doing a terrible job. It kind of makes them feel Can I cuss? Sorry, can I swear?
I'll bloop it out, man.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. Okay, just making sure. But yeah, it's definitely a big thing to compliment people and learn how to compliment. But the thing is, though, when you compliment someone, you have to be genuine. I've actually got an example from our workplace where the boss walked past me and said, "Hey, good job," and I turned around and said, "Good job for what? Walking around, like sweeping the floor. Like, what was a good job?"
Yeah.
And he just did a good job. He walked away, and just disrespected him, like, "Oh well, he doesn't really mean it." If he had said like, "Hey, what you did back there with all the books and you stacked them so well, that's fantastic, bro. Like, we actually need some order in the warehouse, blah blah blah. So thank you so much for that." That I would respect him more if he had to give me a more genuine answer. Do you have any examples, I guess?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, no, I don't have any off the top of my head, but literally what you said is so true. Like, if you're gonna give like a compliment, actually have it be genuine for someone, like something that they actually did. Like, I feel like that's just obvious, man. But so many people.
Well, for some people, it might not be.
True, you're right.
Well,
you're right.
Yeah, like you and I have experienced so many bad bosses out there who just don't give a crap about us, right?
Yeah.
And if it just imagine those bad bosses were genuine and gave us a crap, like I don't think you and I would have left our previous jobs or whatever, for example.
No way. Like
Maybe
my current,
would have
my,
because
no,
I was
no,
better.
yeah, my current job, man, like everyone's a G. Like I pretty much like everyone. So it's making me not want to leave. But it's
Yeah, right.
But like if you're right, people don't leave the job, they leave kind of their bosses.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why like people have got to, you know, people have it's within someone's best interest to work on their personal skills.
Yeah, 100%. Like in this day and age, like we're all human at the end of the day. And
100%.
if the bosses see us, as numbers and or machines and like don't care about us, then you know, where's that like workplace gonna go?
100%.
No.
And I guess
AI.
we can ChatGPT.
No.
And I guess all right, we can just say then and there. We'll start to wrap up. But like
yeah, cool. Sorry.
So from there, we can say just be genuinely a good person to people around you. Take interest in what they have to say and build them up. And, you know, everything will be better. You'll be better off.
Yeah.
And they'll be better off.
Yeah, exactly. By making yourself a better person and making people around you better people, you make the world a better place. Like it starts with you essentially. So
yeah. All right, close your eyes, man, and hold up the amount of fingers, and that's the ranking out of 10. All right, let me know when you've done it.
Oh, for the book?
Yeah.
Is out of 10? Yeah, out of 10.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Open your eyes. Oh, bro, we're getting the same ranking.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, no, solid 8 out of 10, man. Like something that you'll read and get something out of.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's
all right.
Yeah.
Oh no,
sorry.
You go. No,
I'll go on.
Bro, go.
Okay, I was gonna say it's definitely a good starter if you want to learn how to definitely make friends. And or if you're going to a leadership position, definitely give this book a read. I highly recommend it. So,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that, man. Like, what'd you think of that?
My pleasure. Dude, that was awesome, bro. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, all right. Let's before we fully wrap it up and then just like start to talk, we'll pick the next book. Do you reckon we should just alternate? Like I pick one, you pick one, or?
Yeah, sure.
Just all right.
It's not too long. But yeah.
Yeah, not too long. All right, I'm looking at my Goodreads right now, so I can get one full of vid.
Yeah. Maybe leave a comment in the chat. Maybe leave a comment in the chat which book we should read next. And recommendations.
We'll keep it a secret.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. You're the
Keep
best.
The algorithms against us, guys, please.
The algorithms against us.
Screw the AI.
No, thanks, man. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to the next one, bro.
Oh, dude, absolute pleasure on my end. So thank you so much.
See ya.
Bye.
But yeah, we don't have to hang up. It's fine. But that's
and hang up. Boom. Done.
Jess wants to talk to me.
That's all right. I'm here, so it's all good.
No, you're still here, bro.
Yeah.
I'll stop recording.